slow kayaking.
No, no motor.
When I went, there was nobody around. It was one
I was thinking whitewater rafting.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's why I was like, no.
Just this.
I did that once down the Swanee with my brother and sister-in-law and nephew.
Moves faster than the Plattsburgh Creek.
Okay.
Plattsburgh Creek, it's pretty still.
It's a date. We'll do it.
We'll have to do that. So. This is
Oh.
my password is incorrect. Got it? She didn't wait us to start. And I was like, no, wait.
Good evening. The School Board of Duval County School District is now convened in its regular monthly meeting. To everyone present and to our television viewers, I wish to extend a warm welcome to this meeting of the Duval County School Board. The vision statement of the Duval County School Board states, every student is inspired and prepared for success in college or a career and life. The mission statement of the Duval County School Board is to provide educational excellence in every school, in every classroom, for every student, every day. The Duval County School Board is here tonight to listen to reports from district staff and to set policy for the district that will improve student achievement. We will also address budgets, contracts, personnel appointments, and other business items that require a vote of the board. The management and day-to-day operation of the district are the responsibility of the superintendent. It is not the role of the board to make managerial or operational decisions. The board has policies and procedures in place to assist the superintendent in resolving management and operational issues. If items appear to move quickly, it is because the board meets in an agenda committee meeting prior to the board meeting for an in-depth review of all agenda items. The committee meeting for the February 4th, 2020 school board meeting will be held on January 21st, 2020 at 9:00 a.m. and the public is invited to attend. As a show of courtesy and respect to each other, we ask that all mobile phones be turned off and that no flash photography be used during the meeting. For those wishing to address the board during our public comments portion of the board meeting, please note that we will accept speaker cards until 6:20 p.m. Thank you for taking the time to join us this evening and for your interest in the operation of the Duval County School District. Board members, I invite you to stand for the opening message given tonight by retired Pastor Ted Corley and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Would you join me as I pray? Loving and gracious God, you are indeed the giver of all good gifts. We thank you today for the gift of all your blessings for the Duval County Public Schools this past year, for the blessings of successful outcomes in our schools in 2020. We give thanks tonight for all of the district staff, for school leadership, for teachers and support staff. Lord, we thank you for the gift of a new year, for the opportunity it presents for the Duval County Public Schools to educate and empower our students. And grant these leaders the passion to lead Duval County Public Schools to become the best urban school district in America. We ask that you bless every employee and leader in the Duval County school system abundantly. We ask that each one will continue to seek your wisdom, guidance, courage, and strength for their own work, for all of Duval County Public Schools, for the board, and for our superintendent. We ask you to be with this board in its deliberations and help them to be wise in their decisions that they make for the good of all of the students for Duval County Public Schools and for those who parents have placed their trust and confidence in this leadership. I ask you to give them insight to lead with integrity, that their decisions may reflect what is right and good for every student. Help them to make decisions that are for the good of all. this new year, we ask that you would open the doors to success for the future improvement plans of Duval County Public Schools. Lord, I ask you to grant this board humility to always seek your will in all that they say and do, that you would bless and guide this district in 2020. We give you praise and thanksgiving, for you are God, and you have blessed us, and we thank you. In Yeshua's name I pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pastor Corley. We appreciate your words, and your guidance, and your prayer. We have presentations. District 6, Artiga Elementary, Principal Shannon Rose Hammond.
Good morning. We are Ortega Elementary Museum Studies Magnet School. Our mission statement: Ortega Museum Magnet partners with area museums to provide hands-on, minds-on learning experiences for students to examine their world, explore their strengths, and exhibit their knowledge. Ortega Elementary vision statement: to be a learning community where highly qualified staff, committed students, supportive families, and a community of partnerships work together to create a positive school culture meeting the needs of all students. Ortega Elementary is currently an A school. We have won the 5-star award for the last 2 school years. Our students are given the opportunity to participate in numerous extracurricular activities, including student council, garden club, chorus, Teachers of Tomorrow, safety patrols, and the morning news crew. And we have partnerships with the area museums, as well as various other restaurants and businesses. Twice a year, we transform our school into a museum. Our parents, business partners, and community members are invited out to tour the museum. Students serve as docents and explain their works of art to the visitors. Our exhibits tie in with the curriculum to help students gain a deeper understanding of the subject matter. The exhibits relate to all types of subjects: reading, writing, math, science, and social studies. And the exhibits take all sorts of forms: 2D art pieces, 3D art pieces, writing pieces, and even living wax museums. Our current exhibits: kindergarten studied the community and created their own community out of milk cartons. First grade focused on our school theme of superheroes and incorporated math and data analysis with their superhero survey. Second grade delved into text features. Third grade analyzed government and Jacksonville landmarks. Each fourth grader researched an unsung hero. They wrote a report and drew a portrait of their hero. And fifth graders each researched a civil rights hero and created a scrapbook page about their hero. We have some student docents here today to share some of their projects. And we're going to begin with our first graders.
Good evening. My name is Noelle. And my name is Sadie. We are first graders at Ortega Elementary. We have been learning about measurement and data. That's right. And our school theme this year is learning is our superpower. We have learned how to read and organize data. We're curious about everyone's favorite superhero. So we created a survey and asked every student in the school who their favorite superhero was. Then we collected the data and looked to see what the finished paper said. Then we made some graphs. Here are the results. We shared our graphs during museum exhibit night. We also made some superhero pictures, and here they are. Thank you for listening to us talk.
And we have some third graders here to talk today.
Good evening. My name is Katie.
And my name is Tristan.
We are third graders at Ortega Elementary. For museum exhibit night, the third graders researched and studied some of Jacksonville's most famous landmarks. We wrote about our landmarks and also created sculptures of them.
I chose the Wells Fargo building. It is 535 feet tall and the second tallest building in Jacksonville. Here's the statue and the picture that I made to represent the Wells Fargo building.
The landmark I chose is the San Marco Lions Fountain in the historic San Marco neighborhood of Jacksonville. Here is a picture of the real San Marco Lions, and here is the picture that I made to represent it.
We enjoyed learning about Jacksonville landmarks and working on our museum projects. Thank you.
And finally, we have some fourth graders to share.
Good evening. My name is Graham. And I'm Rana. Our topic for museum night was unsung heroes. Are you wondering what an unsung hero is? They are heroes who have done extraordinary things but have not been recognized for their great achievements. I chose to study Maya Lin. She built a veterans memorial for the fallen soldiers of Vietnam. This is the portrait I made of my unsung hero. I chose to study Emily Davison. She was a teacher but gave up her job to fight for equal voting rights. I think she was heroic because not many people were brave enough to stand up for what they believed in. Here is the portrait I created. We both enjoyed speaking here today. Thank you for the opportunity. As we say each day, learning is our superpower. Go forth and be super.
Is that it? Board Member Joyce, would you like to comment?
Yeah, I would. Thank you so much. I have had the pleasure of getting to know Miss Rose Hammond over the last year and visiting Ortega Elementary, and it is a fabulous place to be. And the kids are amazing, and when you walk up, it's the most beautiful building, and the kids are outside playing, and you've just done such a great job. But I want to commend Miss Rose Hammond because in 2018, Ortega Elementary was a C, and last year it was an A school. So you've really done an amazing job there, and the kids and the whole magnet program is just amazing, and I just commend you for the work that you're doing.
Thank you. One of our many unsung heroes, and we thank you very much for all that you do for students, and we love hearing from the students.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. I think someone is here to present the FSBA Master Board. Oh, Miss April.
It's me.
Yes, ma'am. Come on down.
It's hard to follow that, except for that I'm here to recognize your good work as a governance team. Good evening. My name is April Griffin. I am a former school board member from Alachua County, past president of the Florida School Boards Association, and currently I'm a leadership services consultant for the Florida School Boards Association. It is my honor at this, the first board meeting of 2020 and a new decade, to present Duval County's school governance leadership team, which is the school board and the superintendent, their plaque recognizing their accomplishment of attaining Master Board distinction. You join 21 school governance teams across the state that believe that strengthening your ability to work effectively, efficiently, and collectively as a governance body while maintaining a focus on student achievement and factors to contributing to the success of schools is vital to your students and your district's success. To earn this distinction, your entire governance team participated in 20 hours of training, which is no small feat when you consider all the schedules that needed to be coordinated in order to make this happen. So congratulations. And I want to thank Lisa Lowenhart for your help in scheduling and making it all happen. Your commitment to your professional development as a team is an indication of your dedication to all of the students, staff in Duval County. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank everybody for coming. Thank you, Ms. Griffin, for being here, and Mrs. Hershey, you want to comment? I mean, you led the charge. You got us all together for 20 hours of labor, a lot of hard work.
I think that the Master Board recognition, and I don't know if it's certification or, is so important. It's been, I think, a couple of years since we did it last time, and with a new board, I think it's very important because we learn different, everyone's different leadership styles, how to communicate and work together as a team and understand our role as a board. So I appreciate the commitment of the board to do that. And last time we did it, we did not have all 7 members of the board participate, and we did this time. So I think that says a lot for this board and the commitment of this board to professional development.
Well, thank you for your leadership and bringing us to that point, because without your leadership, we wouldn't have gotten this award. So thank you very much. And thank you all for participating, and we learned a lot about each other's and our leadership styles, and shed a few tears, but it was all good. Thank you very much. We have a proclamation, the Jasmine Proclamation. Who's going to read that?
Good evening, board members. It's my privilege to read your proclamation recognizing in honor of the 25th anniversary of Jasmine, the Jacksonville Sexual Minority Youth Network, Inc. Whereas the Duval County School Board steadfastly endorses educational equity and inclusion of all students within a learning culture both free of discrimination and appreciative of the inherent value and dignity of every individual in our care. And whereas Duval County Public Schools classrooms include many children who privately or publicly identify as members of the LGBTQ community, and as such have been found empirically to face distinct barriers and challenges to achievement and inclusion in the broader social fabric. And whereas Jasmine has worked tirelessly for more than 25 years to support and empower LGBTQ young people by creating safe spaces, providing health and wholeness services, and offering youth development opportunities while bringing people and resources together to promote equality and human rights. And whereas, since its founding, Jasmine's accomplishments, initiatives, and partnerships with Duval County Public Schools include organizing the Safe Schools Coalition in year 2000 to support student safety through education and awareness of bullying and bias of LGBTQ students. Convening 40 students and adults in 2002 to speak to the Duval County School Board about the challenges LGBTQ students face and the need for policy protections. Presenting with our partners the first Teaching Respect for All conference in 2007, the first of 11 annual conferences to share strategies and data promoting student safety in local schools. Initiating a student support project in 2009, providing training and leadership support for gay-straight alliance clubs and their student leaders and staff sponsors, a project that continues today. Advocating to conduct the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention Youth Risk Behavior Survey, and to include questions identifying risk for lesbian, gay, and bisexual students. Creating a special report in 2013, bringing awareness of high rates of bullying, depression, and suicide, and skipping school that many LGB students experience. Partnering with Duval County Public Schools in 2012 to develop the Jacksonville Partnership for the Protection of Emerging Adults, a 5-year project renewed in 2018. Impacting safe and supportive environments for students in the 27-2018 school year through 23 visits to 20 secondary school gender sexual alliance clubs, reaching 327 students, providing professional development on LGBTQ diversity to 585 school personnel, offering student leadership and support programs on the Jasmine campus, reaching 585 middle and high school students, and providing mini grants to 6 gender sexuality alliance diversity clubs to encourage awareness and safety campaigns. Now, therefore, in honor of Jasmine's 25th anniversary celebration, we, the School Board of Duval County, Florida, do hereby proclaim our deep appreciation for Jasmine and in sincere gratitude for their work and service to Duval County Public Schools, students, and staff.
Board Member Smith Flores, you want to?
Thank you. As representatives from Jasmine are coming forward, I just want to appreciate this board for support of this proclamation, as well as really congratulate and give such sincere thanks and gratitude to Jasmine for the work that they do. It is often that they partner with us. They are strategic in their work. They are caring and compassionate in the way that they interact with children and families who are a part of Duval County Public Schools, and we are better because of the work that they have done over 25 years. They insist and help us to communicate that love is love, kids are kids, that intolerance is intolerable, and that potential is limitless when we come together as people and individuals in a common goal of education, civic engagement, and compassion toward one another. So thank you so much for your work and your partnership with us and the long-standing work that you have done, each of you and so many others through Jasmine's work with the schools and in the community. And one of our other board members, I think, also.
Ms. Grimes, board member Grimes.
Would likely.
And if you and board member Grimes would like to take a picture.
I can't say enough about Cindy Watson, who has had blood, sweat, and blood, sweat, and cheers to get to where she is today. And all of y'all certainly, and many who came before, have done just something that has been difficult for our community. And we finally, I think, have an opportunity now for people to understand that what y'all do is you save children. And I can't think of anything else that's more important to make sure that our children are loved and that our children can what am I trying to say? Get what they need to get to have a wonderful life, and that's that's what it's all be. And I can't tell y'all enough what you do to make all of that happen. And I personally, and I know lots of other people, are very, 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 very thankful for what you do.
Would board member want to go out and take a picture with them, Ms. Grimes and Ms. Smith-Morris?
Well, you don't want one?
Yeah, I know. And as a, I think the city should be proud of the work you've done. And as a former council member, I know that what the city council did a few years ago really provides protections for all citizens. Passing the HRO, which I introduced in 2000, and didn't get any co-sponsors. This time you got enough this time. So thank you for all that you do to save and love our children. We really appreciate it. Thank you. We now have a proclamation. Matthew Gilbert, Junior Senior High School graduating class of 1970.
Mr. Board Chair, members of the board, it's also my pleasure to read your proclamation recognizing the 50th anniversary of the Matthew Gilbert Junior Senior High School graduating class of 1970. Whereas Matthew William Gilbert had a distinguished academic career at Colgate College, where during his tenure he constantly challenged prevalent misconceptions about African Americans before graduating in 1890 with a master's degree. And whereas during his career at Colgate College, Matthew William Gilbert earned numerous academic accolades and recognitions, including being the first African American to compete for the Kingsford Prize of Excellence in Declamation and first man of color to win first place, and served in leadership roles, including class secretary and class treasurer. And whereas Matthew William Gilbert received a Bachelor of Divinity degree from Union Theological Seminary, a Master of Arts degree from Colgate College, and Doctor of Divinity from Guadalupe College, and served as the pastor of Bethel Baptist Institutional Church of Jacksonville, Florida, from 1890 to 1892, and the first president of the Florida Baptist Academy, founded at Bethel in 1892, which is now Florida Memorial University in Miami Gardens, Miami. And whereas in the early 1920s, Dr. Matthew Gilbert, along with other local leaders including Rufus Payne, Anthony Dennis, Lawrence Argret, Reverend John Jackson, and D. Bush, realized the urgent need for an improved academic setting in the residential community on the east side of Jacksonville and petitioned the Board of Education of Duval County to build a new school. And whereas on May 31st, 1925, the school board purchased Block 20, Campbell's Edition, to the plan for school number 146. To the school board, and just a few weeks later at a special meeting of the school board, consulted with architect R.A. Benjamin to plan for school number 146, colored, which would become known as the Franklin Street Public School number 146, opening the second semester of the 1927-28 school year, with grade pre-primer through 8th and 9th grade led by Rufus Payne as the school's first principal, and subsequently other influential civic leaders, including William Marion Raines and Eugene Butler. And whereas in 1950, an additional building in grades 10 and 11 were added to the school in the second semester of the 1951-52 school year, became Matthew Gilbert Junior Senior High School, with its first graduating class in 1952. Whereas today, the Duval County School Board recognizes the final graduating class of Matthew Gilbert Junior Senior, the class of 1970, as it celebrates its 50th class reunion, affectionately known as the Golden Anniversary. And whereas the camaraderie that existed between the local leaders that united to petition the Board of Education for a school in the East Side community that would become Matthew Gilbert Junior Senior still exists today through the East Side community and all of Jacksonville, Florida. Whereas the pride of the East Side is demonstrated annually through an annual All Schools reunion, which recognizes the history and legacy of Dr. Matthew William Gilbert. Now, therefore, be it resolved, on this 10th day of January 2020, the Honorable Darrell Willey, District 4, and the Duval County School Board do hereby recognize and honor the Matthew Gilbert Junior Senior High School graduating class of 1970 and celebrate the many accomplishments and contributions of Dr. Matthew William Gilbert to the Jacksonville community.
Board Member Willie, you want to comment on great event, that great meal you had?
Number one, if you haven't been to the Gilbert reunion, you haven't partied. We got a chance to go this past weekend. What an amazing event to be able to celebrate not only this class but all the classes that graduated from Matthew W. Gilbert. And the pride of the East Side is strong. That room was filled with energy and love, and everybody looked so good. So I just want to congratulate all the folks who were up here today, the past leadership and the current leadership. I think I saw Principal Goodwin in the room as well. So just congratulations on this golden anniversary. We're excited to celebrate and commemorate this moment with a proclamation. So congratulations.
And if you don't understand, as they say on the East Side, you're not from the East Side, right?
Do y'all have a song? You must have a song. Okay.
Oh, well, we know that.
Yeah. Thank you very much, and thank you for keeping that wonderful gala going for 22 years. We really appreciate that.
Just don't drive your bus over there.
No, I won't. But believe me, you rocked it enough when I was in school. I would now like to call on Superintendent Dr. Diana Green and Board Member Charlotte Joyce to make the following presentations. Got it right this time.
For the thousands of students who participate in sports in our schools, there is no question safety is a must. It's why we begin by recognizing Team Duval schools that have earned the National Athletic Trainers Association's Safe Sports School Award. Being named a safe sports school means a school's athletic programs are meeting the highest degree of safety. This includes developing injury and illness prevention strategies, providing a well-equipped area to medically evaluate and treat injured athletes, and much more. This can't be done without the dedication and commitment of our certified athletic trainers, athletic directors, principals, coaches, district partners, and more. We are proud to announce that Sandalwood, Paxton, and Mandarin High Schools are the most recent in our district to earn this recognition. They joined the other 12 high schools who have also earned this prestigious award: Baldwin, Inglewood, First Coast, Andrew Jackson, Lee, Terry Parker, Rains, Rebalt, Stanton, Westside, Ed White, and Wolfson. We also want to add that both Fletcher and Atlantic Coast High Schools will be named safe sports schools in the near future, making Duval County the only district in Florida in which all of our high school programs have this national distinction. Joining us this evening are representatives from all 17 of these schools, among them certified athletic trainers, athletic directors, principals, and many more. Also joining us are District Athletic Director Tammy Talley, Family and Community Engagement Executive Director Tia Leathers, Supervisor of District Athletic Training Jerry Stevens, Jacksonville Sports Medicine Program Executive Director Robert Sefchek, and also Jim Mackey with JSMP. Please help us congratulate our newest and our current award-winning NATA Safe Sports Schools.
I've been here a long time and I still don't know, so it's okay.
Front row need to take a knee.
I went to Wilson. What can I say? I was on the wrong side of it. Yes. Crook, do you remember?
Go out front. Come on now. Let's go. Come on.
Really? So our next one, yes. The next presentation actually involves many of the same men and women you see. Okay. It all began with a vision that by the year 2020, certified athletic trainers would be working in each of our high schools with athletic programs. As of this fall, we can officially say mission accomplished.
It's all thanks to Project 17, a sports safety collaborative that began in 2015. Spearheaded through our long-term partner, the Jacksonville Sports Medicine Program, Project 17 has assisted our high school sports programs in promoting a high level of sports safety awareness and injury care for our students and those of our visiting teams. Data collected from Project 17 is helping our schools understand what injuries are occurring, what sports are most affected by injuries, such as concussion, and how to implement strategies to reduce these injuries. Some of Project 17's invested partners include the NFL, the Jaguars, Florida Blue, Jacksonville University, Brooks Rehabilitation, Wolfson Children's Hospital, and many other private donors. It's also important we recognize the dedicated volunteer team physicians who not only support our school programs on Football Fridays, but also support our school athletic trainers. As required by Florida statute, the athletic trainer and team physician work collaboratively in caring for injured student athletes. Again, these physicians participate in these roles on a volunteer basis, some for more than 30 years, often providing student athletes with free evaluations and care in their offices, as well as working with parents and guardians to help them navigate the healthcare system. So again, we're joined by these certified athletic trainers, many of these volunteer physicians who represent anyone from Nemours, Mayo, St. Vincent's, UF Health, and private practices. Please help us congratulate Project 17 and their work. I also forgot to mention that Michael Aubin, president of Wolfson Children's Hospital, is here this evening, as well as Eric Nason with the Athletic Trainers Association of Florida. Thank you.
You too.
Thank you, you too.
And then there were 5. From elementary, middle, and high school, we now wish to introduce to you our finalists for the 2020 Florida Blue Duval County Teacher of the Year. They are Leslie White, science and biology teacher at the Leadership Academies at Eugene Butler; Michael Ham, 6th grade math teacher at Matthew Gilbert Middle School; Carol Thomas, 1st grade teacher at Dinsmore Elementary; Lena Hall, language arts teacher at Rains High School; and Renee McNulty, geometry teacher at Jean Ribal High School. These teachers may be different, but what they have in common is a genuine passion for their students and a proven ability to produce impressive results. Thanks to the work of the Jacksonville Public Education Fund, these 5 were selected among more than 100 Teachers of the Year. This group of 5 will eventually be narrowed down to 1. That will take place next Friday when the Teacher of the Year is named at the 29th Annual Eddie Awards, and good luck to all of you. In addition to being joined by many of their principals who are in the audience, these teachers are also joined by members of the Jacksonville Public Education Fund, President Rachel Tutwiler Fortune, and I believe she is the representative from JPEP. And now we'd like to turn it over to Dr. Green for a few remarks.
I don't really need to give any remarks because when I went to visit these teachers in their classrooms, they said it all. I was speechless on what I saw happening between a dedicated teacher and students. I just saw great learning, and you all represent over 7,000 teachers that do this each and every day. You don't do it for the recognition, but we should recognize the work that you do, and the 5 of you represent the best that we have. Thank you.
All right, squeeze in. Mr. Hall, squeeze in now.
we celebrate Team Duval's finalists for Assistant Principal of the Year, another group of 5 who are proof of the outstanding leadership in place in our schools. They are Anthony Scarlett of William M. Raines High School, Elizabeth Stansel of Duncan Fletcher Middle School, Catherine Fulgenetti of Matthew Gilbert Middle School, Nikisha White of Carter G. Woodson Elementary School, and Raquel Foxworth of Henry F. Kite Elementary School. When you consider what these men and women have achieved in their schools, it's clear they're making a significant impact. Whether that's in overcoming challenges, supporting teachers and staff, setting ambitious goals, or building relationships, these APs have proven to be key to their school's successes. Only one could be named Assistant Principal of the Year, and that is Catherine Fulgenetti of Matthew Gilbert Middle School, and she will represent Duval County at the state level. And each one is getting a coin of excellence from Dr. Green. Please help us congratulate our Assistant Principal of the Year and our Assistant Principal of the Year finalists.
Matthew Gilbert Principal. Congratulations.
And now to our Principal of the Year finalists. This group has accomplished a lot, from raising school grades to improving student behaviors and to overcoming challenges such as neighborhood crime and devastating fires. They are Rebecca Rollerson of Westside High School, Julie Hemphill of Kernan Middle School, Lawandi Polydor of St. Clair Evans and Carter G. Woodson Elementary School, and Monique Chapman of Venetia Elementary School. Without a doubt, principals play an indispensable role in leading a school's teachers, staff, and students. No matter what challenges these principals have faced, each continues to rise to the occasion, leading their schools to even greater levels of success. Again, only one could be named Principal of the Year, and that is Lawanda Polydor. She will represent Duval County in the state competition. They are also getting a coin from Superintendent Dr. Green. Congratulations to our Principal of the Year and our Principal of the Year finalists.
You're late, Mr. Green.
With January being National Mentoring Month, we couldn't think of a better time to recognize 2 groups who have taken the time to pour into our students. The first are those who answered the call to mentor students attending Northwestern Middle School. That call came for our superintendent, and her goal was to see that every single student at the school had a mentor. Rather than reaching out to those outside of the district, Dr. Green intentionally recruited district administrators, a perfect fit when you consider that they already work to support our classrooms and that many are also former principals and educators. Thanks to this big push, nearly 60 signed up to volunteer with Big Brothers Big Sisters to be a big to a Northwestern Middle School student, ensuring that those who need mentorship receive the assistance they deserve. Here representing Northwestern Middle School are Principal Dr. Anna DeWeese, Assistant Principals Trevier Clayton and Mary Cohen, Master Principal Dr. Gregory Bostick, and Dean of Students Vendetta Oglesby. We're also joined by our Family and Community Engagement Department Executive Director Tia Leathers and Brandon Mack, and Office of School Improvement Supervisor Shanita Hairston. Finally, here with us this evening are several of the men and women who did accept that call to mentor these students, and we want to thank each of you. Please join us in recognizing all of these mentors and leaders.
We need 2 rows.
Next, we want to recognize the district's 5,000 Role Models of Excellence project. Since 2015, this project has empowered some of our highest need male students in elementary, middle, and high school. 5,000 Role Models can currently be found in 16 schools, each with a site director who works with other mentors to lead weekly sessions centered around college, career, and more. Through these efforts, students are learning responsibility, achievement, and making good choices. Representing 5,000 Role Models is event coordinator Willie Hall, also representatives with our Family and Community Engagement Department, and finally, we're joined this evening by several site leaders, mentors, and a few students. Thank you for all that you do. Please help us in recognizing these mentors and leaders.
Senator. Another tall group.
Good evening again, board. I will step in and do our final presentation tonight. I hope that you are all familiar with our We Have That marketing campaign of the school district. You might say an award-winning production team, we have that. Our final presentation celebrates Team Duval's recent wins in the Sunshine State School Public Relations Association, or SUNSPRA. SUNSPRA's Medallion Awards program annually recognizes public relations projects from school districts across Florida. This fall, Duval County Public Schools picked up first place awards in 2 categories. The first was for the We Have That campaign. This began as a series of video advertisements showcasing the district's many unique programs and has since grown to encompass print, the web, and even district vehicles. The other win was for Marlin's Story, a video created in conjunction with the district's most recent accreditation process. This tells the story of Team Duval's transformation through the eyes of an Andrew Jackson student who, with the help of his teachers and counselors, overcame great obstacles in order to graduate. All of these videos were produced completely in-house. They also represent the 8th and 9th Sunspro Awards earned by our video team, bringing their grand total of honors to 16. They are Supervisor of Video Communications, Matt Began, and Coordinator of Video Communications, Vicki Pierre. Please join us in celebrating these Sunspro Medallion Awards. This concludes the evening's presentations. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Pierce, and thank you all for what you do for the district. We were there for the SBA meeting when it was presented, and we were very proud to stand with our employees and the outstanding job that they do for the district each and every day. Thank you. That the Duval County School Board approved the January 7th, 2020 agenda as submitted on December 20th, 2019 with the following changes. Academic services, approvals of the purchase of additional supplemental mathematics materials and professional development services from Educational Development Associates, Inc., attachment revised. I ask for your motion.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Board Member Grimes, second by Board Member Hershey. Any discussion? If not, I call for your vote.
Board Member Joyce, I need you to log in.
I'm gonna need some assistance because it looks like I'm logged in. No, this is. Okay, sorry, guys. Now. Thank you. That didn't help, did it? I'm here. You ran another meeting.
Now I call for your vote again. By your action, you approve the agenda 7-0. The chairman's report. I think many of us have heard discussions over the J Bill 1, which is now House Bill 1079, which would allow for an elected superintendent in Duval County. There are 5 things you should know about J Bill 1, which is now House Bill 79, for an elected superintendent. Number 1, the House Bill 1079 is a step backwards and does not reflect lessons previously learned. To quote from the Peabody study of 1964, recommendation 8, political consideration should not be permitted to influence appointments. And that's exactly what happened, which led to the school district being disaccredited. A brief history. Duval County Public Schools under an elected superintendent. When some concerned citizens in Duval County realized that we were not getting funding properly and our schools were falling in disrepair, in 1963, a group of concerned citizens formed to address the disparities in schools and concerns about school funding. This group was called the Bootstrap Committee. One of the major recommendations in the report was to move to an appointed superintendent. Of course, that did not happen, and because that did not happen, the district lost its accreditation. And it was quoted in the Peabody Study, recommendation number 8, a serious deterrent will be removed when the superintendent is freed from the necessity of running for re-election. Once that accreditation was lost, then the Peabody Study was commissioned, and in 1965. Their first recommendation was to move to a board-appointed superintendent. Number 2, superintendent appointments draw from a larger pool of candidates. No NFL team, we said we're Team Duval. None of the NFL teams would draw just from people who live within that state. They draw nationally, and we should have the same responsibility to draw the best candidate that we can find. Elected versus appointed by district. Elected superintendents must live within the district to run for election. 2, applications for appointed superintendents are open to anyone meeting the eligibility requirements. If you look at the map, the yellow counties are the ones that have elected superintendents. The green are those who have appointed, and the blue are the 7 large school districts, all have appointed superintendents. Past superintendent searches. I think the JEA could have taken a page from this book. 7 of the last 9 superintendents selected in a search by the board were candidates from outside the county. Of the 26 applicants from the last superintendent search, only 1 was from Duval County, and that 1 was not selected as a finalist. Number 3, the superintendent position requires a unique set of skills and qualifications. To quote the Peabody Study from page 195, quote, school administration is a demanding profession which leaves no time for playing the political game, end quote. The roles of the superintendent and the board are defined. The board is in charge of governance and policy making. The superintendent is responsible for the administrative day-to-day operation of the board, of the district. Number 4, the board has already implemented a transparent system of superintendent selection that involves all interested community stakeholders. And those of you who were here know what we went through with the selection of the last superintendent. The current appointment process gives opportunities for community input. The Times Union headline read, "Superintendent search is a welcome contrast to the JEA saga." That was on May the 18th, 2018. Step 1, stakeholder input. We always solicit and encourage stakeholder input. Step 2, we did a national search. We hired a firm to look for the best candidates that we could find in the nation. Step 3, the application review. 26 candidates met the qualification. Step 4, community focus groups. Each district was represented, and we had a number of community meetings. I think 14 community meetings, nearly 1,000 surveys were returned. Step 5, appointed superintendents had better success in Florida. Elected versus appointed. Of the 41 elected superintendents and 26 appointed, there is a 33-point difference in the state accountability rating system versus the elected ones. So there are significant advantages to having an appointed superintendent over an elected superintendent. And when you look at district grades, when you group them, we have 3 groups. The top 1/3, you see the yellow ones are the ones that have appointed superintendents, and look in the middle, and then you look at the lowest third group, 14 of the lowest performing districts all have elected superintendents. All 14 of the lowest performing districts all have elected superintendents. That speaks volumes for what we're here facing today. And I guess the question is, let's keep making progress. How can you help? Contact your local legislators and let them know how you feel about House Bill 1079, which formerly was known as J1. Thank you. Please reach out to your legislators. It's important that we keep the best qualified person available to teach and educate our children, to lead this district. Thank you. Madam Superintendent.
Thank you. My report is relatively short for this month, but last month we began the process of school consolidation, working with those schools. One, they were inside the master's facilities plan as a recommendation to be consolidated. Two, we started the ACE process, Academic and Community Excellence Working Groups. We had 3 meetings in the month of December. We met with first John Love Elementary and Long Branch Elementary. Second meeting was with Carter G. Woodson and St. Clair Evans, and then the third meeting was with Brentwood and North Shore Elementary. Now each school has elected their members based on board policy, and those working groups will start their first meetings, as you see in the bottom 3 boxes. January 9th will be Carter G. Woodson and St. Clair Evans. The location of the meeting will be at St. Clair Evans Elementary from 4 o'clock to 6 p.m. January 14th from 3:30 to 5:30 is John Love and Long Branch Elementary, location Long Branch Elementary. The third meeting, January 21st, will be from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., which is Brentwood and North Shore, location Brentwood Elementary. The working groups include parents, staff, support organizations, and community members. The meetings will be attended by district staff. Mainly it will be Assistant Superintendent Ms. Peak and Assistant Superintendent Mr. Soares will be the 2 main individuals supporting those working groups. Those working groups will be developing, if any, alternative scenarios and then present those scenarios for the superintendent's consideration. Oh, by the way, those meetings are open to the public. As you saw, we recognized 2 of our great communication members for winning awards on We Have That. Tonight we'd like to show you, we have 3 new We Have That, I guess we can call them commercials because I saw one of them on TV. So if we could, we'll go ahead and show those 3.
It's the relationships that we form with our students that keep us coming back. The students look at you as more than just a teacher.
Dedicated teachers? We have that. Join us for the School Choice Expo on January 11th.
Every day I tell myself I get to hang out with 43 of the best people on planet Earth. I have fun at my job. I really do. It is the best profession on planet Earth.
Amazing educators? We have that. Join us for the School Choice Expo on January 11th.
I'm a product of phenomenal teachers. I work with phenomenal teachers. People aren't born great teachers. Teachers make other great teachers.
Great teachers? We have that. Join us for the School Choice Expo on January 11th.
It's the relationships that we form with our students that keep us coming back. The students look at you as more than just a teacher.
Dedicated teachers? We have that. Join us for the School Choice Expo on January 11th.
I'm able to give back to my community the way that my teachers gave back to me. Oh, I have to teach in this district. I have to. I'm Duval till I die. I'm not moving.
Dedicated teachers? We have that. Join us for the School Choice Expo on January 11th.
Guess what I learned today? Be GPK? We have that.
Enrollment starts January 1st.
So those are running on television and social media. It's promoting our School Choice Expo, which through January 11th, which I hope each of you will get an opportunity to come out to the expo, which will be at the Prime Osborne. Just for parents, remember this application process goes beyond the expo. It goes through February, and we will continue to promote back to school messaging over the summer as it relates to We Have That campaign. As I stated, the expo is this Saturday from 11 to 3 at the Prime Osborne Convention Center. All Duval County Public Schools will be represented. So we will have close to 200 schools there, ready and willing to share what's happening on their campus. And we really need to do somewhat of a better job of also reminding parents that you can choose your neighborhood school. I think they think school choice means you have to make a choice. If you love your neighborhood school, there's your choice. And so hopefully at the School Choice Expo, we're going to do a little bit better of sharing with parents that if you love your school, you're not required to make a choice. That is what we're hearing.
We go to your school and sign up.
Yes. So we're hearing parents seem to think, well, I had to make a choice. Well, no. And maybe it's just from the title School Choice Expo that they think they have to make a different choice. We are also going to have firsthand information about programs, transportation, and services provided by DCPS. So we will have other services there, ESE, what we offer for therapy and other type services so that parents can find out information that sometimes they might find difficult to, how do I get in touch with this particular program, or how do I get services for my child about a certain issue. We are also going to have assistance with focus accounts. Many parents say they don't know anything about are you in the parent portal? No. Well, let us help you get registered so you can see your child's grades and that you can get information through the parent portal. And free parking, but limited. Last year, if it wasn't for a cone sitting on a parking spot, I don't know where I would have parked. You need to get there early. Last but not least, we just recognized our 5 finalists for Teacher of the Year. Want to remind everyone we have our Eddie Awards January 17th at the Hyatt Regency downtown from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Again, congratulations to those teachers. They represent the thousands of wonderful teachers that we have in Duval County. I don't know if you heard the teacher that said, I'm Duval until I think she said until I die, or yes. So that type of commitment is just very powerful. And when you, from Mandarin Oaks, and speaking of Mandarin Oaks, we'd like to congratulate the principal of Mandarin Oaks, who just had the birth of her baby son. Oh, he was born. Yes, he was born yesterday. So that's in my report.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Green. Public comments. We are now on the public comment portion of our agenda. Those wishing to address the board must fill out a blue speaker's card. The school board welcomes your comments on matters that are before the board for consideration. It is not the board's intent to respond this evening, but to use the input in our deliberations. To give everyone appropriate respect and courtesy, we ask the audience to refrain from audible comments or applause. When you come to the microphone, please state your name for the record. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. When the green light in front of me starts blinking, you will have a minute remaining. When the light turns yellow, you will have 30 seconds remaining. When it turns red and the buzzer sounds, your time will be up. If your concerns exceed that time, you may present written comments to the board. You are asked to refrain from references to specific individuals and to follow expectations for civil discourse. Please remember that speaker cards were only accepted up until 6:20 p.m. Thank you for taking your time to address this board.
Thank you.
We only have 2 speaker cards tonight. Our first speaker is going to be Lee Dury, followed by Mr. John Nooney.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Lee Dury. I'm the Deputy Director of Grassroots Operations with Americans for Prosperity. I'd like to thank the members of the Duval County School Board, as well as Dr. Green, for the opportunity to speak tonight. Also, hello and Happy New Year to everyone in the audience still. Americans for Prosperity believes in the unique capabilities of each individual, and we promote lifelong success by breaking barriers that stand in the way of people realizing their potential. Therefore, I specifically want to acknowledge the district leadership for its commitment to education freedom for students and families. There are more than 150 traditional public schools, 30-plus charter schools, several magnet schools, and 170 private schools in Duval County. There are also students and families who have chosen to utilize controlled open enrollment and special transfer options to attend schools outside their default zip code-based assignment. More than 7,000 students have chosen to homeschool, and another 25,000 some students attend private schools. Many of those students benefit from various education scholarships, such as McKay, Gardner, and the recently enacted FES. However, there's still much to be done. Our long-term vision in Florida involves supporting alternative authorizers for charter schools, such as the High Performing Charter School Commission, and increasing students eligible for FES. The commitment to education freedom and the upcoming school choice fair is an acknowledgement that families are the rightful decision makers when it comes to their children's learning. There is no one-size-fits-all solution. Every student is unique and every kid deserves a high-quality learning environment. Information about education freedom is posted on the school district website under the school choice section, including Saturday's school choice resource fair, which we've also been promoting and trying to educate the community about, including, as you said earlier, the fact that one of your choices can be your neighborhood school, as long as that is the choice you want to make for your child. At AFP, we believe in education freedom, and we encourage all families to research the options and make the best choice for the upcoming 2021 school year. We have an office located on Phillips Highway where our three full-time staff members host multiple classes, workshops, and meetings each week to engage and educate the community. During the next 12 months, our staff will continue to engage, educate, and empower families and businesses of Duval County. On a closing note, it occurred to me, as my own children are in college now, that children who are being born this spring are the high school graduation cohort of 2038 in the traditional linear system. What will their educational experience be over the next 18 years? We believe they deserve our commitment to create an innovative educational experience. And hearkening back to your opening comments of your vision statement and your mission statement and the many wonderful things that were said tonight, we look forward to working with Duval County. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. John Nooney.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is John Nooney, 8356 Bascom Road, Jacksonville, Florida, 32216. City Council District 4, School Board District 3, House District 12, Senate District 4, Congressional District 4, 4th Judicial Circuit, Soil and Water Conservation District Group 2, Southeast Planning District 3, and continue to reside in Evacuation Zone C. Love the sea. The reason that I'm here tonight is, if you're not aware, and everybody watching at home, that outside of this building on the Riverwalk is a barge and the construction of a non-motorized kayak launch. And I have to give props to my District 3 School Board Representative, Ashley Smith Juarez, who years and years ago, even with the old Riverwalk there, and Catherine Varnum, CBS 47, Action News, and just pull the tape. But here is something. This is, things happen, but it may take time. And Councilman Warren Jones, with the kayak launch over McCoy's Creek, stood right there on the bank with him. And, that is part of a guide where it's listed in there. So we are redefining, just a lot of activities, especially waterways activation. Now, the primary reason I'm here, today, this is today, but this is the Rules Committee, the agenda for the Jacksonville City Council rules, and it was filled with waterways stuff. And I just want to touch on, there's a piece of legislation, 891, and it's going to do with the sovereign submerged lands lease for the South Bank Riverwalk and floating docks. So you're going to be seeing a lot more activity. But here's the primary reason I'm also here, is the parking. This is international stuff when that opens up and you see the activation. So what the school board has done, I'm glad to see Paul's back. Missed you, man. And but when you have people here, and I'm just going to quote what you said today, we have that. Well, parking. When that opens, that's the primary reason I'm here. Parking. We have that. So, congratulations to all of you. It was you that really, followed this through different administrations, different school board members, and I still haven't been on a stand-up paddleboard. So I'm hoping we'll do that. And thank you all for listening.
Thank you, Mr. Nooney. Comments from parent organizations. I guess everybody's still on Christmas break. Oh, Ms. Rogers.
Good evening, Chairperson Jones, school board members, and Dr. Green. I'm Teresa Rogers, president of the Duval County Council of PTAs. PTSAs reporting tonight on behalf of DCC PTA. Yesterday, we launched our Wellness Instagram page. This is an initiative from our Mental Health Special Committee. We chose wellness so that we can touch on things that contribute both positively and negatively to our mental health. You can follow us at DCC_PTA_wellness. We are very excited to be partnering again with Parent Academy to teach several classes this spring, including one that will be a DCC PTA sponsored lunch and learn supporting safety in our schools and community, as well as several others designed to further the professional development of our local PTA leaders. Lastly, we have several trips to Tallahassee planned this month, including supporting Duval Teachers United at the Fund Our Future Rally. Several of us from the County Council are also making additional trips this month to Tallahassee to attend the Florida PTA Legislative Convention and taking a group of students from our Student Leadership Academy to tour the Capitol and meet with lawmakers while we're there. We're looking forward to a productive and successful second half of the school year. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rogers. I don't see Mr. Hawk. Eagle. Hutchison. Okay. Comments from employee organizations. I don't see Terry Brady. Anyone here? Okay. All right. Move right along. Approval of minutes. That the Duval County School Board approve the minutes for the meetings listed in the agenda item. December the 6th, 2019 ethics training. December the 10th, 2019 regular board meeting. December the 17th, 2019 board workshop and committee meeting. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Board Member Grimes, second by Board Member Willie. Is there any discussion? If not, call for your vote. By your action, you approve the minutes 7-0. Approval of consent agenda. Are there any items to be placed on the consent agenda or items for discussion? If not, is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Board Member Grimes, second by Vice Chair Anderson. Any discussion? Not, I call for your vote. By action, you approve the consent agenda 7-0. Consent with comments. Ms. Hershey?
I just wanted to comment on the resolution regarding the awareness, education, and prevention of human trafficking. January is Human Trafficking Awareness Month, and the city of Jacksonville on January 23rd has set aside that day as a recognition awareness day for the city of Jacksonville. The passage of this resolution aligns us with the city council and their effort. I just like to share that I don't know about you all, but prior to the Council of Great City Schools breakout session that I attended, I had not thought of human trafficking as it relates to students and the impact that it has here locally. But I can assure you, after multiple meetings with members of the Dolores Bar Weaver Foundation, I understand it now fully, and I appreciate the board's willingness to take a stand and be a part of this awareness month. And I just also want everyone to know that working with Councilman Hazuri, there has already been a meeting of nonprofit organizations that address this every day in our city, and I believe we will continue to partner with the city to help make our city a safer place for students and all people.
Thank you. Thank you for your leadership in that area. And Councilman Hazuri has been a big leader in this area too, and we appreciate all your work. Discussion of, Ms. Morris.
Thank you. I just also want to thank Ms. Hershey for bringing this forward and for highlighting what is a very important issue in our schools. I think many people know, but many people would be surprised to know that Florida leads the nation, is in the top 3 to 5 of states for human trafficking, and Jacksonville is in the top 3 cities, give or take. They move around from year to year, but this is a significant issue in our community, and it is a significant issue for public education as well as the community at large. So I want to say thank you for bringing this forward. Thank you for highlighting it. I know that this will go to the appropriate elected officials and be disseminated, and I think tonight's meeting is an important place to highlight it. But I'd also like to request, through the chair to the superintendent, that a copy of this be sent to each of our principals so that they also understand and have directly the board's position on this and can think about how it affects their schools. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Discussion agenda. General public hearing and vote revisions to Chapter 2 board policies. Dr. Green, would you read the recommendation?
That the Duval County School Board conduct a public hearing and adopt the recommended revisions to the following policies in School Board Manual, Chapter 2.
Public hearing is now open. Is anyone here to speak to that agenda item? If not, public hearing is now closed. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Vice Chair Anderson, second by Board Member Ashley Smith Juarez. Any discussion? If not, open the call for your vote. By action, you adopted the general Chapter 2 board policy 7-0. Public hearing and vote revisions to Chapter 7 board policies. Dr. Green, would you read your recommendation?
That the Duval County School Board conduct a public hearing and adopt the recommended revisions to the following policies in School Board Manual, Chapter 7.
Public hearing is now open. Anyone here to speak to that item? If not, public hearing is now closed. Is there a motion? Motion by Vice Chair Anderson, second by Smith Morez. Any discussion? If not, I call for your vote. I ask you adopted Board Policy 7 by a vote of 7-0. Board member travel. That the Duval County School Board approve and confirm the travel listed below for official business of the district and that it complies with the rules of the State Board of Education. January 22nd to the 24th, 2020, Tallahassee, FSBA Annual Day in the Legislature. Anderson, Hershey, Jones, and Joyce. January 31st through February the 4th, 2020, Washington, D.C., NSBA Equity Symposium, Advocacy Institute, Smith Juarez. February the 25th to the 26th, 2020, Tallahassee, Florida, Legislative Committee meetings, Hershey. April the 2nd to the 6th, 2020, Chicago, Illinois, NSBA Annual Conference, Hershey, Joyce, Smith Juarez. Is anyone here from the public to speak to that item? If not, is there a motion?
Yeah, a motion.
Question?
Anderson should also be on the Chicago dates, unless it was approved previously.
Yeah. You're gonna need a motion first before we can amend it. You had a discussion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Board Member Hershey, second by Vice Chair, Smith Morez. Discussion. Anderson.
We're gonna add Anderson to the Chicago dates.
Okay. We need an amendment to do that, right?
Mr. Jones,
Yeah.
Chairman Jones, we do need an amendment to add it.
Right.
So,
Smith Morez, go ahead.
thank you. Through the chair to Ms. Chastain, given that the statute now requires that there be financial information attached and that the event is not until April, could we add Ms. Anderson at the February meeting?
Through the chair to Board Member Smith Perez, that would be a better solution. In fact, I don't have the agenda pulled up. I want to make sure that the financial information it is in the agenda. So given the new statutory requirement and that there is time, my recommendation would be that this be brought at a subsequent meeting with that information in order to fully comply. Otherwise, we would have to do that right now, and I don't know that we have that information.
We will wait. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, thank you. We have a motion and a second. Board Member Hershey.
Just for the record, I have notified the board office I will not be attending the Day in the Legislature for the FSBA at the end of January on those dates. So just would like to put that on the record, and I have notified the board office.
We can still move it forward.
Yes, I'm just
Yeah.
letting you know I will not be there.
Got a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, I call for your vote. Planning action, you adopted the board member travel 7-0. Superintendent travel, that the Duval County School Board approve the following superintendent travel. January 15, 2020, Orlando, Florida. Carnegie Connection at Southeast Conference Awards Luncheon. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Board Member Hershey, second by Vice Chair Anderson. Discussion? Seeing none, I Call for your vote. Like action, approve superintendent travel 7-0. For the record, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, who's going first? I just want to say one thing for the record, that we do need to remember we lost a very valuable, loving, energetic instructor in Vivian James over the holidays, and we want to keep her family and friends in our thought, and the students in our thoughts and our prayers. Ashley Smith Morris, you want to start us off?
Thank you, Chairman Jones. When the December meeting was moved, I was unable to make the meeting, so I want to begin by thanking you for your leadership and for stepping into the role as chairman. You have already proven what we knew would be true, that you are a thoughtful leader, that you will lead this board well, and that you are committed and dedicated to the work. So thank you for stepping into the role, as well as Vice Chair Anderson. I know that we are in good hands with your joint leadership, so thank you. I do want to remind everyone, as you've heard several times this evening, but that the legislature will be in session beginning next week. Things always move fast and furious through Tallahassee, so it's important that everybody keep an eye on what's happening with House Bill 1079, as the chairman spoke about in his comments, with teacher compensation and employee compensation generally for educators. I think we have a great opportunity with some support from the governor's office and some important legislators who have been around a while to really move the needle on our educator compensation this year. So please join us in support of receiving that funding so that we can pass it along to those who do tremendous and outstanding work every day. I also want to talk about, we often say on this board, and we mean it, that safety is of paramount importance in this district. But oftentimes when we talk about school safety, what comes to mind is chain link fences and door locks and code red drills. And so I just want to highlight that at this evening's meeting, we really had a meeting that was about student safety in a lot of ways. Project 17, we are the only district in the state of Florida that now has a certified athletic trainer at every one of our traditional high schools. That is outstanding. They serve to protect our students, both while they are on the field. They watch for weather that may be inclement, which often comes through. They also service students who may slip and fall at schools. We had a student who slipped and fell at a school and was concussed. Would have otherwise maybe gone back to class, but was looked at by the trainer and got the medical attention that that student needed. So I want to congratulate Project 17. This has been a true partnership of integrating expertise, finding funding, finding a way to make it happen, and having those certified athletic trainers at each of our schools who serve to look after our students while they are there, as well as serving as a near peer and a role model for what a college and career can look like when we talk about our vision. We honor Jasmine this evening, which has been a tremendous support for student safety in our district. For students feeling like that school is a place where they are welcome, where they are confident, and where they understand the folks around them. And so I really want to congratulate Jasmine. We know that our LGBTQ students are more likely to be bullied, are more likely to have suicidal thoughts. And so to have a support network through an expert partner like Jasmine is really important to student safety in our district. We talked about mentoring. We honored the 5,000 role models. We honored so many of our district administrators who have stepped up for our students. Mentoring is another student safety mechanism. It's someone who students can go to when they feel like something's just not quite right or there's another way to do things. And so I really want to thank all of our mentors throughout the district with Big Brothers, Big Sisters, Take Stock, I'm a Star. I should not start mentioning them because there are too many and I will miss them, but mentoring, absolutely student safety. And then human trafficking and talking about what can we do proactively as a district to bring recognition to an issue that with the internet and otherwise can become invisible. If you're not looking for it, if you're not paying attention, and if you're not proactively protecting students from that really horrible fate. So I think it's important that as we talk about student safety, that yes, it is about making sure that our buildings are secure, but it is also about the holistic safety and the holistic well-being of our students, mentally, physically, emotionally, and educationally. And so I just want to congratulate everyone who is involved in all of these projects for the tremendous work that they do, not just in teaching and learning, but in all these aspects that make up Duval County Public Schools.
Thank you. Board Member Joyce.
Well, I just want to welcome everyone back. Happy New Year. This morning we woke up early and made the trek out to Baldwin, so we're back in the daily routine of school and work and all of that stuff. I want to just encourage everyone to come to the School Choice Expo on Saturday. It's a lot of hard work from our schools, our principals, the teachers go into this event. Thank you, Ms. Peak, for your leadership in that. So please come out for the School Choice on Saturday. I would also like to again to commend all of our teachers and our Teacher of the Year recipients, and for the Eddie Awards next week. I'm looking forward to that. And then the principal, one of the principals that was recognized tonight was Ms. Chapman, which is a principal at Benicia Elementary, which is a school in my district. And then also Ms. Rollerson, which is a principal that I worked under her. I was a teacher under her leadership. And the dedication of these principals. And I've worked under a lot of principals, but I do want to say one thing about Ms. Rollerson. She set our office up out in the hallway. Kids knew her. She has such a great rapport with the students in her school. And I was honored to work under her, and I just want to congratulate her again for the achievement that she received.
Okay. Thank you very much. She's now in School Board District 5.
Yeah, she's your principal now.
Vice Chair Anderson.
Thank you. Happy New Year. I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday season. I don't have a lot to say. I'm not going to be too verbose tonight. I'm excited about the 20s. Welcome to the 20s and the new decade. We have, I lost my DCCPTA's wellness Instagram post says we have 358 days left in 2020. 358 new chances, 94 school days to go, 94 new opportunities for educational growth. I love that. I'm excited about their Instagram page. But I'm really excited about the opportunities that we have. We have a lot of blank pages ahead of us, and we have a lot of opportunities to do whatever we want to do. That's exciting. Oprah Winfrey's words of wisdom: cheers to a new year and another chance for us to get it right. So we did a lot of work in 2019. I'm excited to do a lot of work in 2020, and I'm excited about the book that we'll write together as a district and as a board for 2020 and what's ahead for us. So thank you all for serving with me, and Happy New Year, everyone.
Thank you very much. I want to say board chair, but Board Member Hershey.
Thank you. I had the opportunity in December to volunteer at Greenland Pines and Loretta Elementary in their Christmas shop. So I helped wrap gifts and help students pick out gifts and got to talk to students, and it was a lot of fun. I have found that when I do these things, other schools say, why didn't you come to my school? And I'm like, well, you weren't on Facebook and I couldn't sign up. But that was a neat thing just to go, because it's fun, because they don't expect to see you there for those kinds of things, but they're always looking for volunteers to come help. So I enjoyed doing that this holiday season. I also would like to share, and Dr. Green, I'm sorry because I'm going to say this and everybody else is going to want to do it, but I have 2 Chat with the Superintendents coming up. One is in, I've got to find the date. I wrote it down. January, oh, I can't find it on my, is it the 15th?
I'm jealous.
I wrote it down. What date is it? I wrote it on here. I'm not finding it. It's at Twin Lakes Middle.
January 15th.
January 15th?
15th.
It's on a Wednesday, 6 o'clock at Twin Lakes Academy Elementary School. And I have another one coming up in February. It will be a chat with the superintendent at Loretto Elementary. So I encourage everyone to attend January 15th at Twin Lakes Academy Elementary at 6 o'clock for a chat with the superintendent. And I don't know how many of those you do during the year, but I've got you for 2. So you can, I hope that doesn't mess up your schedule, but we're looking forward to that. I know my community always responds well when they have an opportunity to hear directly from the superintendent, share their concerns, and I just want to thank the superintendent again for the town hall meeting that was held at Mandarin High back in November. Her presence made a lot of difference to the parents who were there, so I appreciate your presence and willingness to be out there. I just want to end with the fact that, you know, when there's loss of life, there is a ripple effect. And Atlantic Coast lost a beloved high school teacher. And I attended the vigil Sunday night. The student testimonials were moving. The students who came back from college to attend was remarkable. And it was just a very moving experience. I want to thank the district for the support that was at school today when the students returned. Monday was a hard day for the faculty as well. And Saturday will be the memorial service for Miss James. But I just ask for your prayers and your thoughts for the leadership at Atlantic Coast and for the students, not only for this week, but for the rest of the year as we move forward.
Thank you. Board Member Grimes?
I think losing certainly someone in a teacher like she was, but having somebody actually come in and harm her is, I think I get tired of looking at the news every day and we have somebody shot somebody. I feel like we really, really need to do something about that. So I know, probably y'all know, but I just wanted to point out that with the bargaining for the teachers, all of my understanding is that all of the employees will now be not having a holiday in March, right? 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 No.
I will be. Yes, it will.
What? Was that not right?
Admin have a spring break. It hasn't been finalized. That item will be coming.
Okay, never mind. I was going to say that I thought it really is a wonderful thing for people in this, in the district, and for our particular people who.
Spring break.
Yes. That's what. Yes.
The item will be for people in this building will get spring.
Okay, but we're not there yet.
We're not.
Okay. I sit here and think about the time I've spent with the school board, and there are so many things that we're doing now that never would have happened. You know, I was thinking about the school consolidation. In the past, you would have so many people coming up, and it just would be chaos because people didn't understand. And I think I really applaud you, yes, Superintendent, because of the way that you've done those. You're doing, and certainly it was with all of y'all too. And I know many of y'all out there have been in that situation where things were really even called off because of it didn't go well. And so I think it's, you know, the way that we advertise, you know, what we have, that we never had things like that. So I feel like we're just moving into, and maybe it's because it's 2020, something new. We're just moving into a new era of really helping people understand who we are and what we do. That was always something that was difficult to get out. And I know that all of y'all, when Ashley and I are gone, but there's just a new. No, I'm not gone. Yeah, I am. No, but it's just a different feel. It's just different. And I know a lot of you who've been here a long time understand what I'm saying, but it makes me feel good that we are where we are, and we have no place to go except up, because we're just moving, and that's because of all of y'all. So that's it.
Thank you very much. Last but not least, Board Member Willie.
Right. I won't spend too long. We're almost before 8 o'clock. I will just say to start, I ended the 2019 year on a high, and a lot of that's due to the culture that's been created by our superintendent and the amazing staff at our schools and whatnot. From going to a school to seeing holidays around the world, to seeing staff sing, to being here in this building to see sort of that rotating dinner of food and wonderfulness. If you didn't get my pecan cheesecake bar, you should have tried it. Yeah, it was amazing. But the culture that you set, even things like the Love Them First screening, just putting people and students at the center of it all is what it's all about. And I think oftentimes that gets missed if you don't put them all together and really think about it. But I just appreciate the culture that's been set, and I think it's going to leapfrog us into 2020 on a high. So I just want to thank you and all the staff for that at our schools and here in this building. 2, the School Choice Expo, have to give that another shout. That's where we as a family last year got a chance to pick the school for my daughter. And she picked because she actually went around and interacted and talked to teachers. And it was an amazing thing to see her gravitate. You can see her gravitate towards certain people in schools and things. So it's an amazing opportunity for students and families alike to really be able to engage with our schools on an intimate level. 3, Teacher of the Year finalists. Once again, it's just so awesome to see them standing up here, but also to be a witness and see them in the classrooms when they got awarded and see their students' faces. And those students were just as excited as the teachers were that their teacher, their person that stands in front of them and educates them every day, was being honored. So I'm excited for the Eddies to see what happens. I'm excited to be able to share that opportunity and moment with everyone. And last, I actually had 3 chats with the Soups, but they were actually ACE meetings right before.
Those are a little different, though. Those aren't as much fun.
right before the break.
Are you a little like competitive?
But I will say that they, each of the meetings were very different, but it really was an opportunity for not only parents and stakeholders, but teachers and others to actually engage with the superintendent and ask questions about what was going on in a very intimate way. So it ended up actually being a great chat with the superintendent, and they may not have gone exactly as planned. They never do, but I think at the end of it, folks learned a lot about our schools and what they have. I'll point out the North Shore conversation and chat with the soup, and there was actually North Shore actually put on a tour at the end and had Brentwood families and students take a tour of the school and see what they could be walking into if that is the recommendation that moves forward. So I just want to commend that and make sure folks know about these other ACE meetings that are coming up, because this is a public process and we want folks to be there, be engaged, and be involved. And those are all listed, and I know I'll put them on my social media. But just excited about 2020. Happy New Year to everyone in the room and everyone listening. Excited for what's in store for 2020.
All right, thank you. Anything else? Super. Motion by Smith Juarez to adjourn. Second by Superintendent? No. Second by Vice Chair Anderson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Happy New Year. We'll see you next week.
We now join our regularly scheduled program already in progress.
The Department of Transportation was created by the Governmental Reorganization Act of 1969, which merged 8 state agencies into one. The DOT is an executive agency which reports directly to the governor, and its mission is to provide and coordinate a safe transportation system serving all regions of the state via roadway, air, rail, sea, spaceports,